to pack. Headed into the great outdoors for some quality time with nature? Gonna sleep under the stars and get sweaty and dirty and eat dinner with a spork while comfortably situated on a fallen log? Yeah, you are. But don't forget to pack the essentials when you head into the wilderness. But don't worry, we've got you covered with this backpacking checklist so you'll never have to ask what to pack for a backcountry camping trip ever again. Let's start with the items you need for safety. A first aid kit that includes moleskin, antihistamine tablets, painkillers, and bandages are all the very minimum you need. A whistle, a mirror for signaling, not primping, a knife or multi-tool, a headlamp or flashlight, insect repellent, sunscreen, reef safe of course, hand sanitizer and or wet wipes, a water purifier and filter, a map and compass, and possibly even a backup battery for your phone, especially if you're using it to read or listen to music or as a map. Nylon cord for hanging a bear bag, and a whole lot more, a bear bag, or a stuff sack. Several preferably. For sleeping, you're gonna need a tent or hammock, a sleeping bag, a sleeping pad, a packable pillow, and then when it comes time to eat, you're gonna need a camp stove and fuel, cookware with eating utensils like dishes and cups, obviously, food and water appropriate for the length of the trip, plus a little extra, electrolyte drink mix, matches and fire starter, extra zip top bags for garbage, and for other things you're gonna need a cat hole shovel, toilet paper, extra zip top bags, again, for garbage, and for carrying on your person, a backpack, obviously, clothing appropriate for the climate you'll be hiking in. We recommend synthetic fabrics, hats like a beanie or a sun hat, hiking shoes or boots, and socks. No cotton here. Trekking poles, which are optional but recommended, and personal care items like contact solution, a toothbrush, soap, deodorant, etc. You'll also want sunglasses, lip balm with SPF, and a travel towel is handy. A few extras that we like to bring with us that maybe aren't necessarily essentials but really do come in handy is a Kula cloth, which is a reusable antimicrobial pea cloth. They're super handy, okay? A bandana. I like to bring a book with me. I keep it small, don't worry. And maybe a tiny game or two. Some little dice, perhaps. Or playing cards. How do we keep it all organized? Stuff sacks. We each use about 2 per person to keep everything organized and, contained within our backpacks. Now we'll talk more about some of this gear in detail later with recommendations on like how to fit packs and things like that. But for now, join us as we pack our bags for an upcoming adventure. You can kind of get a sneak peek into what we bring with us. Okay, so I'm gonna go through all of the things that I am about to pack into my backpack for a few days backpacking adventure. I'm gonna be out there for about 4 days or so. And honestly, this is pretty much what I would pack no matter how many days I would be out there. Here we have all of the clothing I need, a couple pairs of socks and underwear, and one long sleeve shirt, one tank top. We've got a pair of leggings to sleep in, a pair of pants for hiking, and a pair of shorts for hiking, plus an ultralight pullover for warmth and a rain jacket. We have my rain cover for my pack down here next to my pillow, my sleeping pad, my inflatable sleeping pad, my one-person tent and ground cloth. I've got a little packet here for games with my tiny dice. My sun hat is here, a small lightweight travel towel for just cleaning up, doing dishes and things, drying up spills, multi-use. You can use a towel for so many things. My bladder, which I will fill with water right before I leave. Got my trekking poles, which will also be used to pitch my ultralight tent. I've got my ultralight backpack here from Gossamer Gear. My first aid kit with like insect repellent and first aidy things. Matches, of course, which I also have a little igniter for my stove. Some sunscreen. I've got all my bathroom stuff like my cat hole shovel and Kula cloth. I have a filter bottle over here that's collapsible from Life Straw, my BioLite headlamp for evening times, my camp shoes, which are my favorite barefoot style Zero sandals. They weigh like nothing and take up no space, so I always bring those. Up here I have my cook set. Inside this little package is my
is my camp mug and my pot for cooking, plus my Pocket Rocket stove, which I will attach to a canister fuel once I arrive. In this bag is all my food and snacks for like 4 or 5 days. Of course, my sleeping bag and another sleeping pad that I'll probably take with me. It's really nice to have underneath an inflatable sleeping pad, but also just as like a place to sit when you're hanging around camp and just, you know, not doing much, or you take a break for lunch or whatever. Have a nice thing to sit on. Not entirely necessary unless it gets really cold, so I may or may not bring it. It may just be for like base camp before backpacking. I'll decide once I get there. But that's it. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and my length of cord here in case I have to do a bear hang or lash stuff to the outside of my pack, that sort of thing. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be taking with me on this backpacking trip. I'm going to pack it all into that little bag, believe it or not, and we're going to have a great time.
And that's that. That's your backpacking checklist. Too easy, right? Feel free to print it out and reference it often. Every time you go on a trip, in fact. Then pack smart, get out there and wander on. Let's see, what other random nonsense do I pack? Female urination device, occasionally, which only kind of works, so that's just probably completely unnecessary if I'm being honest. My favorite Tilly sun hat, seriously, they're the best. A battery charger, honestly. I mean, if you're gonna use a phone for a map, you're gonna wanna keep that thing juiced up, so, you know, probably that also. Naturally, if there are any comfort items that you just don't think you can live without, like a backpacking chair or a seat pad, bring them along. Whatever you need to make your trip feel fun and comfortable. Whatever that is, don't let anybody else make fun of you for it. I mean, what the heck? I brought a tiny stuffed horse. No joke. My very first backpacking trip, I brought a tiny horse plushie. I did. I have a photo of it sitting on a log next to the campfire with my dad and Black Beauty. I swear. True story. True story.